Jason Momoa has been cast officially now as Lobo in Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. This starts shooting at the time of this recording next week. And in a week, we will start, the Supergirl train of news, and I think Lanterns is soon as well, so that'll start. Okay. But go ahead and give your thoughts on Jason Momoa as Lobo in Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Anything, take it away.
Okay. So all right, let's get one thing out of the way, right? It's a fit, right? It's a fitting casting. When you look at Jason Momoa and hear him speak, I could see the Lobo in him. And honestly, Jason Momoa, he probably wasn't even like the biggest Lobo fan, like when he was a kid or growing up or anything. Right. Like he probably genuinely just like looked in the mirror one day and was like, dude, I just like saw Lobo. Like my little nephew just showed me Lobo. I'm kind of like Lobo. like I feel like it was a case of like, he just came to the realization,
reoccurring character in the animated series. That's where I just feel like him the most.
Jason Momoa came to the realization that he's like Lobo. I feel like I can turn this guy into a franchise myself. Now I will say, kind of sucks that he's not Aquaman. I wonder what their plans for Aquaman are going forward. If they want to do something closer to like a Jason Momoa, reinventing the character, giving him, something different, or if they're going to go with the more classic comic approach, I wonder. But I also wonder how Jason Momoa, I mean, obviously from here, it looks like he doesn't care, but him going from like an A-lister with his own $1 billion movie to like the side character in the Supergirl movie is a change of pace. But at the same time, it's like, what can you really do? Jason Momoa could have not been casted at all in this universe as anything.
And it's like the dream role for him, though. Like
that's what I'm saying. And it's a role that he kind of feels like he
no matter what.
Wants. So.
And I also think this might lead to like a solo project. But
I also wonder if they're going to use Jason Momoa's likeliness, obviously, but I wonder if they're going to go the CGI route and just like, do some face replacement or something, or if they're just going to get Jason Momoa super jacked and dress him up in, biker gear and chains and stuff like that.
I think that's what's gonna be more of.
I wonder how much stake he's gonna have in the Supergirl movie. Like, I wonder. I haven't read Woman of Tomorrow, but I wonder how much he's gonna share the screen with Millie Alcock, and like if he's gonna be very reoccurring to the point where you even see him in like multiple different projects, DC projects. I don't see why not. But I mean, it's that thin line between like inspired casting and uninspired casting, and I just feel like it's a case of like, Jason Momoa wants to play the character fits him, so like just give it to him. And at the same time, like again, I going from being that A-list star with your own $1 billion movie, it is a change of pace. But at the same time, I feel like Jason Momoa at this point doesn't even care about any incentives or money revolving around this character. I feel like he's just happy to play
the character.
So that all speaks well, and hopefully it turns out to be a banger, because I see it. I think everybody pretty much sees it. It's just
he's got
how will it
he's
translate?
Already sharing posts of the cigar in his mouth, and like he's already starting his own like
he's hype. You can tell he's hype about it.
I pretty much I'm there with you. I'm super stoked for this. I kind of see where they can plug Lobo into this story, because they've already casted the villain. A lot of people think Jason Momoa is going to be the villain.
So is Lobo not in Woman Tomorrow?
No, he's not.
Okay. I thought he was. Okay.
No, Tom King wanted to put Lobo in there, but editors told him like, don't do that. And so it just became like this.
They're kind of doing a reverse. Like they're like, Tom King wanted to have Lobo, but we couldn't have it. And then they're doing the Woman of Tomorrow adaptation. They're like, well, we can actually do Lobo
now you can do it. Yeah, okay. And there's a bounty hunter character in there. So like I'd imagine they're just gonna replace that character with Lobo, because Lobo's a bounty hunter. Yeah. And then obviously probably crank up his screen time a little more, because you want to market Jason Momoa. I mean, he's by far the biggest movie star in this cast. so far. And yeah, I'm curious to see how it goes. I love this choice though. I think he's perfect. I think he's got everything down. I am wondering, how much they'll do with his effects, whether that's CGI or I think it'll be practical.
I really wonder.
But I just wonder if it's gonna be like they're gonna paint him, or if they're gonna go like the Drax route, where like he's wearing like full on silicone prosthetics, like on his entire body.
I mean, I don't see why they would do this, but like they could totally give him a bodysuit, like
that
and
too,
just
but
have him looking ridiculous. Like,
I don't see that being the case.
I wonder how it'll translate, because I mean, as far as I know, Lobo's only been adapted into live action like once on the Krypton series.
Yeah, I think so.
And like that was a decent looking Lobo. Like it was
a decent adaptation. Decent, he was a bit small,
but at the same time, that's what I'm saying. At the same time, I feel like him being an actual human actor was holding that design back. So I wonder if they're just. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think the design's really like Lobo's design is iconic, but I think it's more so his personality that's so big and larger than life. That's like part of his character.
And Momoa fits the bill.
Yeah, I think he's got it, and I'm curious to see how much he'll be in the movie. And I can totally see this leading to like solo projects. Like if Woman of Tomorrow ends up being a huge success and people are talking about Jason Momoa, I am fully expecting either a series or a mid-budget film greenlit. I am fully expecting it. Jason Momoa has proven he can obviously lead his own movie, be a leading man, carry a franchise by himself. And I imagine, in a Lobo movie, space traveling bounty hunter, if he were to get his own project, you can do some fun things. You can pepper in some other characters from the cosmos, maybe a Green Lantern, maybe, stuff like that. And, yeah, I'm very curious to see how this ends up being, but you've got Craig Gillespie at the helm. He hasn't failed me at all yet. And it's just shaping up to it looks very good. I'm curious to see, how much of this movie will look like the comic.
Jason Momoa is totally gonna pull a Tom Holland and just fucking spoil some of this shit.
Oh, you think so?
He's totally gonna, bro. He's literally ecstatic to be playing Lobo. As soon as he
posted the
gets in the makeup trailer and they do the makeup on him and he's getting ready to film,
he's about to selfie
and post a selfie,
go on live on IG,
selfie or bro. Like I can just smell it.
Yeah, I'm curious because while I love Craig Gillespie's work, Woman of Tomorrow is quite the behemoth of a visual story. Like it is, if I could flip through this, I'll go to a random spot. Like look at that. Y'all see this? I'm flipping through it right now, and it's like it's one of those stories where like the visuals are integral. And no, I'm not expecting a 1-to-1 of everything, but it's got to give me that cosmic sense that is in the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow story. This is a story about like, just traveling through space, trying to on revenge, pretty much like Furiosa in space or True Grit in space. It's actually more closer to like True Grit now that I think about it. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I'm curious to see what Jason's gonna bring to the role. And yeah, that's my
very curious about Millie Alcock. That was like the only Supergirl casting that enticed me in any capacity. I was like,
it was really down to her.
I'll kind of be like, eh.
I would have been okay with either.
The fact that they went with Millie Alcock, I'm interested.
Let them cook. As for like the Aquaman debacle, I didn't expect him to come back as Aquaman, not even for a second. Nah. It seems like
it would have been great, but
the Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad stuff, it seems like James Gunn like really wants to make it clear that this is not the DCEU. None of our Justice League members are the same or played by the same actor. And I do think he wants to tackle more traditional versions of these characters before doing something, very different. I mean, there's still a possibility for Elseworld stuff while the DCU goes on, but yeah, as for my thoughts, I loved his Aquaman, but you know, it's not. I don't feel like I just got stabbed with him being Lobo.
How
now.
do you top that Aquaman suit?
That's pretty much the perfect Aquaman suit.
How do you like?
Just use it. Just reuse it.
That's what I'm saying. How do you do like a different suit, but try to make it just as good, if not better?
I mean,
and try to make it comic accurate.
You want Alan Ritchson as Batman when Aquaman's right there for him. I'm just saying. It's right there for him for the taking. Just make him Aquaman.
I just think Alan Ritchson as Batman is just.
That would be so poetic. Him being Aquaman
like
in Smallville and then coming back to play Aquaman. Now that he actually looks like Aquaman, like he's huge. He's got the look.
He's actually casted as Aquaman and has the Smallville suit on.
They just give him the Smallville suit. I don't know, but you guys
just to show off his guns, they give him the vest and shit. Like,
dude, those suits were all just like jackets and zippers and like coats.
CW, everybody. You know you're watching a CW show when you know.
Hey, Smallville was revolutionary. They
got some good suits, but bro, they love them jackets.
They do love their zippers.
Them leather jackets be looking at CW employees and executives like the Green Goblin mask. I swear to God, bro. They just be sitting there staring at leather and zippers and they be like, bro, like.
But yeah, you guys tell us in the comments below, what'd you think? Obviously, subscribe, click the bell, all that jazz. But yeah, let us know your thoughts down below.